And we're back.
Loving the energy.
Episode 39. Feeling good.
Feeling great.
11 episodes so you fuckers see a studio.
It's going to be beautiful.
Hopefully.
38.
Oh, we're on 38? 38. 12 episodes so you fuckers see a studio. We're feeling good. Back in the house.
Mad decent.
How we doing, gentlemen? Back again. Another week.
How you doing, Sleepy? Waking up?
Sleepy.
Get
Zach had
coffee?
a shit night's sleep. Me and Nick came down, woke him up, and then we sat down. We're here.
Here we are.
Back again. I got nothing. What are you doing?
Nothing, bro. Just chilling. I got fucking
How's
like
the
a
wedding
week to the
plans?
wedding.
As I say, you got a
Oh, that
week.
shit's fucking cake. That shit's done.
It's
That
in the
shit's
books?
done. Oh, easy
All
money.
you gotta do is show up now.
Gotta pick up a tux on Wednesday.
What color are the tux? Black?
Gray.
Gray. Okay.
Do you know what time the thing on Thursday is?
Gray tux. Glad I figured this
I think
out.
4, maybe 5. I think four at the venue, and
It's
then
at the place, right?
yeah,
Okay.
4 o'clock, maybe 5 o'clock.
Should I be trying to carpool with the other two?
If you want, I don't give.
I'll hit up Tovar.
Yeah,
Take it from there.
got that going on. Got to get some food and some drinks in after a little testeroo, a little rehearsal, and then big wedding the next day. Tovar, my buddy Tovar hit me up, and he's like, "What
It
are we
was
doing
interesting.
after the rehearsal?" I'm like,
Sleeping.
after we are done eating and drinking and before we spend the next day all eating and drinking, like, probably gonna chill out for a minute. I don't know.
That's crazy.
Probably gonna do nothing that would make sure my physical appearance would be
Just
bad
be
for the
fucked
next
up.
day.
Yeah, just hungover as all hell.
How
What's-
about paintball?
What's the next day?
The wedding. So it's like the rehearsal, and then he's like, "What do you want to do after the rehearsal?" I'm like, "Fucking go to sleep." And the next day is the wedding, where I fucking start early in the morning and just keep going until.
Is it like a
all night.
multi-day thing?
No,
Oh.
like I said, just the rehearsal dinner, like the night before.
Oh, the rehearsal dinner. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I thought I was mixing up the word rehearsal and reception.
No.
Yeah, I was like, you're having the reception and then the wedding? I was like, this is
Reception's-
dangerous, bud.
Nah, ain't no way.
I do.
Doesn't the Indian people have like 3-day weddings like that?
Yeah, dude.
Dude, that shit's bananas.
Dude, my mom and dad went to a Greek wedding, and it was fucking,
Hey.
dude, it was 4 hours.
Yup.
It was like a 4-hour, my dad was like,
3 hours of it was the mass.
yeah, my dad was like, when do I get a beer? Like, I've been here for fucking 4 hours. They're singing in another language. I don't even know what's
Can't
happening.
hear I don't
know
understand
what's
anything.
happening.
It is weird they would invite like a lot of people to that part. Like
Yeah.
share our
Well, I mean,
religious
like,
beliefs.
You throw it out there to everybody, but then not necessarily everybody shows up to the reception. Especially depending on the type of reception. Like if it's like a fucking hardcore Greek thing or like Orthodox fucking like Polish or something like that, like fuck that shit. I ain't
Yeah.
sitting through a 2-hour mass. Like
Oh, that's what I'm saying. Like I feel like
there's a
the
decent
party
amount of
thing would be
people
the
that
most-
just skip that
Yeah.
and then just show up to like, hey, reception, like
Hey.
I'll be there for cocktail hour.
Party. Congrats.
I don't really.
Are you guys
I don't really
doing like a church and everything?
Fuck no. It's all right there.
Oh.
It's all like we're literally getting married 20 feet from where like we're having cocktails.
Oh, no shit.
And then
oh,
like
that's
20
easy.
feet from there
Shit.
we're having like the reception.
Shit, playa.
Bro, I've been to so many shitty weddings.
Oh, where it's just like meet at the church at 8 a.m.
And then it's
Fucking-
like, go fuck off for a couple hours because after the church, now we're going to shoot photos. And it's
Yeah.
like, so what am I going to do? Go play with your dick for 3 hours
Yeah.
while we're doing this and then go meet
Don't
us
eat,
here.
though. Don't eat.
Well, it's
Don't
like, I'm
fucking
going to
eat.
go eat and drink. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just out and about. Like, what else
No.
am I going to go do? Fucking go hang out in a bookstore or
Yeah.
something?
like here's the deal. I'm gonna smoke weed in this time.
Like, it's going to happen.
I'm gonna need to
I'm
eat.
sorry.
Yeah.
So then after fucking doing that shit, then it's like, all right, now go to the party. It's like, but I just got done eating and drinking. Like, I don't want to eat and drink more. Like, I
Yeah.
just hung out with you earlier. You got to do this all again?
Doing this again?
No,
Yeah.
yeah, just fucking compact that shit all into one at the end
Oh,
of the
that's
night.
nice. That's a good wedding.
Yeah, bro. Like I said, I've been to my fair share of
Yeah.
weddings that I was not too
Just
keen
note
on.
taking.
Yeah, for real.
We're staying at Christian's mom's house because they're going out of town
Nice.
during that week.
Nice.
It's like 12 minutes to the venue.
Ooh,
We might just take an Uber.
money.
I'm like, fuck it.
Do it, bro.
I won't be able to walk.
Won't be able to see
Sure
straight.
as shit can't drive.
Oh, yeah, it should be a good time. Should be a good time.
I'm
Should be a shit ton of fucking food. It's really all I'm excited about. Shit ton of food. Shit ton of drinks.
I'm glad you told me you guys are wearing gray suits because my outfit was gray, and I'm like, well,
Wear a gray suit.
I don't fucking.
I'm sure a lot of people would be wearing gray.
To a wedding, right?
Yeah, or to anything. It's a suit.
I mean,
so
yeah,
many
just
colors
a
do
lot of
suits come in.
Black and gray, I would imagine.
Black,
Once you get
gray.
blue, it's already
Or
like, what are you,
white.
fucking athlete? Like, yeah.
dude. I saw a white suit. It was on sale at Kohl's for like $30.
$30? You
Dude,
didn't buy
It
it?
was a suit jacket, and I saw white pants.
I'm shocked you didn't
I
buy
stopped
it. myself. You
I
should have.
don't know when I would wear it, but then
Fucking
now,
wear it around
but
the
now it's like
house,
fuck it,
bro.
I'd wear it now.
I would have wore that thing around the house. Be like, oh, we're doing the pod? White suit day.
Top hat, cane.
Ooh,
it'd
looking
be
like
great.
Saw a
Fucking
homeless guy
pimp.
using a makeshift cane the other day. Much respect. Wasn't a stick either. It was like he found a thing.
And he was like, "Fuck it, this is good."
he got some fucking
This I like.
rebar and fucking got that homeless man strength.
This
Got
I
That would
like.
be sick.
That crackhead strength.
Can you imagine hitting someone with rebar?
Oh, you'd fucking.
My mom keeps rebar underneath the seat of her driver's side car.
My dad used to keep a little bat, and then I got my first car, and it was like, "Son, I'm gonna give
Here's
this
a
to
little
you."
bad. Yeah.
Here's a little bat.
do some damage.
For real though.
Oh, it's fucking. He'd fuck somebody
It's
up.
not like police are gonna come over. What's this weapon you have here?
No.
Like it's
No, I'm gonna play baseball. We fucking-
I
Don't
feel
worry
like you
about
got to be precise though and hit him like on the temple or
Yeah.
the jaw because you
Yeah.
probably only get the one crack. That
Yeah.
thing's in half.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. You smack someone even on the forearm with that thing. If it's just like I'm done.
If you smack someone in the forearm, you then have to get out and hit him a few more times. I think
if you can,
because
I
unless
feel like
it,
you can break a forearm with that though.
yeah.
If you fucking like.
But though in a
whack
car though,
it-
a lot of
inside the car, then yeah.
yeah. If you're in the car, I think you try to get one smack, and then you gotta get out of that bitch and fucking do some damage. Because if he
You
gets
should
up,
not be fighting inside of a car,
no.
regardless.
But I mean,
That's
but I
where
mean,
you fucking
but I
up.
mean, if someone comes up to you and is like, "Yo, get the fuck out of the car. I'm gonna carjack you," like you got that thing right there. So that's why I keep a knife
Nah,
in my
man,
car.
I would just go.
I got
Wait
a
just
knife.
a second, sir. Let me lean towards
Yeah.
you to get.
That's
down
what I mean.
here and
I don't
get
know.
This bad.
I keep a knife in my car. It's little. You hold it like this, and the blade just comes out, and it's like right here, and you just fucking punch a motherfucker.
Just punch holes in
Yeah,
them.
that's what the electric bill told me from Depot. He said, "Hey, Mark, you going downtown for school?" And I go,
Here you
"Yeah."
Take this.
And he goes, "Here, you need to get yourself one of these. It's a K-bar. You hold it like this. You don't fuck around with that slash and shit. You punch, and that motherfucker's leaking by the time he knows what's happening." I'm like, "All right, Bill, I'll buy it.
That's
How much
fucked
is
up.
it?" I
That's
go,
so
"All right,
fucked
Bill."
up.
I'm like, "Okay, Bill."
Could you imagine just like, oh, I'm just trying to get into like a street fight with somebody, and all of a sudden, like 2 punches, and you're like, Jesus,
Like, Jesus Christ.
just arguing over a parking space.
Oh, that's crazy.
Our neighbor was talking about how we're talking about our one shitty neighbor, and he was like, I grew up in Chicago, and my mom and Mark are like, oh, we grew up on the South Side, and he's like, yeah, I grew up in Chicago, and like just steamrolled by, and he's like Chicago, and he's like, my dad and a neighbor had an argument, and they would pretty much fist fight once a week about it, and I was like,
They would pretty much fist fight once a week.
that's so crazy that in like 30, 40 years, it's like, that's unspeakable. Like, no one would think that you would fucking fist fight your neighbor and not get the police called on you.
Isn't that
Oh,
crazy?
George and Greg are at it again.
Yeah.
These fucking
It's like,
hooligans.
shit, what are they going? Oh, the property line again? 2 guys
He
outside.
he mowed his side of the lawn. Like he
Yeah.
did it again. He keeps weed whacking over there.
You put shit in my trash can, you motherfucker.
You
Like,
fucking piece of shit. I saw you looking at my wife.
just throwing hands once a week. And
But
then
then it's
sleeping
over.
next door.
But then I wonder if it's over.
Oh,
Well, theirs
until
wasn't,
next
it
week.
happened every week.
Oh yeah.
But I
That's
mean,
crazy.
I have seen like those videos and shit, with, like the neighbors are just like fucking snow plowing.
You know
like,
what's funny,
each
though?
other's shit, just
They
blowing
poisoned
it.
each other's dogs, he said.
That's fucked
Oh,
up.
really?
That's
I thought so.
that's pretty
Damn.
fucked up.
That's crazy.
That's when the police probably should be involved.
That's when a gun's involved.
Yeah, bro, you poison my dog, like you're gonna go take a dirt nap.
I'll perform a home invasion on you.
Ooh, there was some pair of night vision goggles I got in the back of Soldier of Fortune
Soldier of
magazine.
I remember that shit.
Take a picture of you and your jujitsu.
Sometimes I think of MMA, like the same way I think of comic book shit, and like no one at work will get it. I think of MMA shit sometimes, and I miss Tony being there. Sometimes I just think of if Sambo were easy, they'd call it jiu-jitsu, and I laugh myself silly for fucking 10 minutes, and I have no one to be like.
And it's like, hey,
Yeah.
like if Sambo, and it's like, what?
Yeah, no, just fuck with someone, because I don't even believe it necessarily, but it is like,
It's just it's a statement.
yeah, it's pretty good.
What is
times.
Sambo?
Russian combat system.
Okay. Is that what like they
Just,
teach
like,
the
that's their
Spetsnaz?
martial
Yeah,
arts?
pretty much,
Spetsnaz or
yeah.
whatever.
It's like
It's Spetsnaz or
Sambo is
Spetsnaz?
like the closest thing to MMA before MMA existed. Would you say?
aside from like the old Greek,
Pancration.
yeah, pancration.
Yeah, because it's like
OG.
it's like a lot of jiu-jitsu. It's like a lot of submission grappling, so it's got like that side of it, but then it's got a lot of like trips and throws that jiu-jitsu itself doesn't have. So it's like kind of if you did like traditional jiu-jitsu, which has the judo still in it, and then it's got some striking, right?
Yeah,
It's not like-
it is striking.
it's
No,
not
it
like
is
the-
striking.
Until you get to your gun.
It's not like the strong point of it.
Yeah,
but
it's more like a they teach it to like police and whatnot. It's more for like restraining.
I was gonna say it's
and,
like hitting to get to the ground.
Yeah.
It's got like more of a system, whereas jiu-jitsu is like you're fucked once you're on the ground, but you see some jiu-jitsu people try to get you to the ground.
and just looks ugly.
Can't
It's
throw
a
a
shit
punch,
show.
can't shoot a takedown, don't know trips.
It's
Just
like,
kind of like
just-
drag you down.
Just need to be here on the ground.
No, start down here.
Yeah.
Start down here. Come on.
Well, because in classes, usually there's not enough room to always be doing takedowns every time you go live, so you just start
You
either
get
from your knees
Fucking
or you start
hurt
from
real
position.
quick doing that.
Yeah. 20 people trying to shoot double legs at each other.
Jesus, you have some fucking dummy who doesn't know what the hell they're doing, and they just pick you up and fucking drop
Slam
their
you.
weight on top of you.
Or someone who knows what they're doing too much but doesn't know to fucking chill out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Awful.
I would get annoyed in that shit. Like I
Very
like on paper I would love like to go to like a kickboxing gym and like fucking do that shit and like learn jiu-jitsu and learn all that shit. But I don't want to deal with the fucks. And just the fucking bullshit.
It's a fine line. It's a
Yeah,
fine line.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
Yeah.
Depending, you can
think
go
I
to a
wanna deal with
gym.
anybody.
You can
Yeah,
go-
I don't know.
You can
It's
go
just
to a
like-
gym one day and it'd be like perfect. Like it's like the
Yeah.
great instructor, like great class
The fucking
size, and
crews
everything.
And then you
there.
get some dumb fuck who's like, "Oh, a new guy, get him in."
yeah.
And it's like, "Cool, I'll go in there." But like I don't want to fucking be with some construction worker who's
Right,
going to
right,
fucking
right.
beat my face in.
Nah, like I said, one day it's great, and then the next day, like you got this shit instructor who doesn't know what the hell he's doing. He shows up late, or like class starts fucking stupid, and you got a bunch of assholes that don't know what the fuck they're doing. They
Or
just
if-
want to come in once a week
Yeah.
and beat the shit out of
I
everybody.
just
and
want to
it's
get my
like,
aggression out of the week.
yeah,
If for the first week I show up and every week this motherfucker's there, it's like, oh, cool, got like a good body to work with. But then next week he's got
Joe
different shift,
Schmo.
and I got some dickhead who doesn't know how to throw a punch. Where now every time the coach walks away, I'm like instructing this mother. Like last time we were at Phantom, and it's like, no, don't kick like that. Like, how am I paying $90 to be here when like every time you turn your back, I gotta fucking tell this kid what to do, and then I never get to then spar
Yeah.
with them. You know, so like, it sucks.
garbage.
You run in a shit gym, Phantom. Calling you out. My man Moran will take you. Give him an 8-week camp. It's over.
We camp.
It's done. Done. Call
See
us.
Silva's fighting dumbass Jake Paul.
Yeah.
Oh, I did see that. Wonder how that's gonna go.
I would be curious to see how it
Is it
went
boxing?
If yeah.
Hmm.
Well, all of his fucking bullshit fights have all these clauses in it.
Like what?
You can't knock him down.
What? What does that mean?
You cannot punch him and knock him down.
It's like in
It's
How do you
written
win?
into the contract.
How do you win?
You don't. It's a show.
to outpoint him and hope that the judges are fair, which they won't be.
So it's literally a show where you are not allowed to hurt him. You're not allowed to like put his ass on the canvas.
Really?
But it's like you're gonna go box and like it'd be a pay-per-view and like people are gonna spend money and all this.
That's the
shit.
thing. You're gonna spend money for that bullshit. It's like
That's what I'm saying. Like it's cool. Like if you really like Jake Paul,
Yeah.
Jake
some
Paul,
dumb
or
shit.
fucking if you really like Anderson Silva and want to see his old ass like fucking garbage. Even his last couple of fights, he didn't look. I mean, his last fight, he did look good when he knocked that dude out. I think.
wait, but he can knock.
Or, like
But he
Get
can
a
knock
head
you
kick.
down.
Chavez's kid.
But he can knock you down.
Or Silva?
No, Jake Paul.
Oh, I don't know about. I think so. I want
Because he knocked the
possibly?
one dude out.
He
He
knocked
can. Yeah,
Woodley
he's just
down. Yeah.
fighting.
But I don't think
He's
you
not
can
fighting
knock
exhibitions.
him down.
Oh, so I'm just
It depends
baffled
on
upon
like the
this.
contract. I'm sure
This
for
is
like each
crazy.
individual.
That's
fight
like why
and
there was an
So
issue
is
with
that-
the last guy because he was a real boxer and he was like, "What the fuck are you talking about with all this shit?" There was like the weird weight requirements where he was making him come down this far, but it's like, why wouldn't you just fight someone your size instead of making someone come down that far and then you fight a fucking shell of a person the next night?
That's fucking crazy.
Just all this weird like contracty weird
So is
bullshit.
that what happened to like Woodley?
Yeah, Woodley was not allowed to knock him down.
Which Woodley's striking is predicated on two things: having a takedown that scares people and keeps their hands low, which obviously isn't factored in boxing, and two is fucking explosiveness. It's not technical
how can you be
striking.
explosive if
Yeah,
you
you
can't
can't.
knock someone down?
So he's just
Every-
trying to like do this pepper and jab shit when it's like
Yeah.
that's not what he does.
Every Tyron Woodley knockout is a vicious hook
Just going crazy, just ape shit.
that's predicated
That's so
by
crazy.
dipping down
So why is
and
this
making someone think takedown or punch.
So why is this a thing?
Because people
Because
don't know about the contracts.
I mean, ever since fucking Logan Paul and KSI fought, this has been a thing.
It's so
It's
crazy.
never made sense.
I'm just hearing about this. This
It's
is
two
insane
people
to
that
me.
don't fight, but they need to do something. So they decided to fight, and now 3, 4, 5 years later, whatever it is, it's become the thing that everyone fucking does. It's just like automatic.
I'm gonna
So
fight.
it's just accepted.
I'm gonna fight this professional fighter,
But he can't actually fight me.
but he can't fight me.
It's one thing if you have an
Tune
actual
in.
feud, it's like respect to go and like sign up to just fucking beat each other up. But like if you're like, hey, how do we push our brands to the next level? And it's like, oh, well, prize fighting would be fun. You know, like
That'd be fun.
Well, I
wouldn't get
understand
hurt.
it from like if you do like the old man exhibition shit.
Mhm.
Like I understood the Tyson. What was that fucking guy?
Roy Jones.
Yeah, was it Roy
Mike
Jones he
Tyson?
fought? Yeah. I understand that because that was an exhibition, like in its core. That
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
by no means thought like people were going to be swinging. I didn't think there's going to be any knockouts or
Yeah.
anything out. Like that's an exhibition. That
Yeah.
I thought that's what it was
Yeah.
going to be. And if you go into the Logan Paul or Jake Paul or the fuck bullshit like that, I think you're cool. But I think so many people get behind the hype and everything. It's
And
like,
they're
I'm
like,
gonna knock his ass out.
"He
and
could
I'm gonna
fucking do anything."
Ah.
Yeah.
Just it's garbage. It's all garbage.
That's insane.
But that's boxing now.
That's crazy. To me.
That's the most boxing views has gotten in a while.
That's crazy to me. That's even a thing.
Yeah.
That's like
Meanwhile,
It's not even a
Usyk was
fight.
fucking unified at cruiserweight and is a belt away from unifying at heavyweight, and he's from war-torn Ukraine, and no one could give a fuck
Yeah,
because
no one
Jake
gives a
Paul is
single
fighting
shit, yeah.
fucking tomato cans.
that's so crazy.
Tyson Fury doesn't get any shine for his boxing. It gets shine for being funny. You know what I mean? Deontay Wilder is a highlight reel knockout guy who gets big on like Instagram and shit.
So
Like,
why doesn't he fight like those guys?
hmm?
Why doesn't he fight like those guys?
Well, those are heavyweights.
Oh yeah, they're double him.
Oh.
They would
How much
literally.
Jake Paul
He's
weigh?
bigger than I think, but
What's Jake Paul?
those
weigh?
people
Oh,
are
he's,
giants.
he's like
180?
160.
Oh.
I think he's bigger.
Is he?
I think he's 200 pounds.
Is he really?
I would say he's probably like 180, one at least.
I think he fights at like light heavy.
No shit.
Yeah, because I'm always wrong. I think he's much smaller than he is.
Hmm.
So I might be overdoing it a little bit, but not by
Yeah.
much. No.
That's crazy. What a pussy.
Yeah.
Oh, like I said,
That's wild.
He's not an actual boxer. He's just trying to put on a show.
Nothing's really impressive about it. Because even if you're saying
It's
like,
impressive that he can get people to fucking buy it.
yeah,
That's
but
the
I mean,
only thing.
that's not based off his boxing. It's like whoever's been signed up for his fucking brother's YouTube for the past
his
decade.
brand.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I mean, his brother fucking killed it at that shit. Just fucking.
at what? Stumbling into the suicide forest and taking a fucking video and accidentally getting famous over
Well,
it?
no, like before that, he was fucking huge.
I
good
don't
for
him.
know
Bunch of shit.
anything about.
I don't
any of
either.
that
I don't
shit,
either.
but,
I
like,
just know that like he's been like the fucking guy. Him and like David Dobrik and all these other fucking vloggers.
Yeah, it's a lane of shit I've never understood and never
I never
cared
got
to.
it, but yeah,
they're just a
But
bunch
the
of
thing that pushed him
douchebags.
over the top was fucking
I remember that.
being
yeah.
a piece of shit abroad.
Yeah, I remember that.
And then being like, what? And then wanted to like have people feel sorry for him that he didn't.
Yeah, that whole fucking thing. It's like,
And
no,
then
you
now
fucking
wants to-
asshole. You went in there and saw the shit you wanted to fucking see.
And now wants to run around being like, yeah, Floyd still owes me money, and wants to act like he did some great service by not getting knocked out by Floyd fucking two broken hands Mayweather, half his fucking size. And then I love Rogan, but Rogan wants to be like, it's impressive, man. It's like, no, he's a fucking athletic dude in the prime of his fucking athletic career with $1 million gazillion dollars to pay the best minds to be like, hey, can you make me utilize my fucking being twice the size of this person? Do you think I could dance around with this retired guy who's cashing in on exhibitions for millions of dollars?
Yeah.
What's the other thing too? Mayweather is definitely like the king of cashing in on
Oh,
exhibitions. He knows like, oh no,
Man's
we're gonna go put on a show. Like I'm not actually getting hit.
Oh, you want me to fight? Cool, 400 mil.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, cool.
But then
And
some
it's
people
not even
fight.
an actual fight.
Yeah.
Yeah. But some people will be like, he's fighting random Asian guys. And he's like, well, they're not random over there. They're like prominent kickboxers. So that was kind of annoying. But I mean, it's still like better than what Jake Paul's doing, in my opinion. He's fighting fighters, not YouTubers.
Exactly.
It makes some sense on some scale. Like, it's a big deal in Japan that Floyd would come over and do that. It makes sense.
Right. It's more in the lane of like just combat sports still.
And that's like Japan likes shit. Like, it's a spectacle. You know what I mean? Like,
I like shit like
Yeah.
that. Bring back pride, bro.
that's what I'm saying.
Bring back pride. The golden age of MMA.
That'd be cool.
Golden age. You had giant fucking sumo wrestlers fighting like 100-pound dudes from like fucking Brazil. Dude, it was amazing. It was
And
awesome.
the 100-pound dudes were the ones asking for it. The Gracies were like, yeah,
Like, I'll fucking take that dude
we got to
out.
prove this
I
shit.
got him.
It wasn't
got
like
him.
the shit now where it's like, we're going to pay you a bunch of money for this spectacle thing. You're probably going to get sat on by this fucking sumo wrestler. Like,
Which is crazy to me, because I feel like if we had the weird shit that Russia has, where it's like, fucking have
phone
some
booth fighting.
phone booth fighting.
Yo, I saw that.
medieval fucking like people go in the armor and start beating the shit out of each other with swords.
Yeah.
Like the dude fighting
Yeah.
the lady.
Boxing,
Just-
chess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just shit like that. Like you can make it exciting and like have different shit in there, but
Mhm.
like you're just not.
Yo, that
Or
phone
just the
booth.
different rule sets. Like I always say, if you could punch an elbow, if that was a fucking thing.
Oh my god, that'd be fucking amazing.
Yeah, bare knuckle just plus elbow.
That's crazy.
You get to
It's
hang
the
on the clinch
closest
a little
range.
longer.
Oh,
You ever
I
see
would
that-
want headbutts too, though.
You ever
Yeah,
see that,
agree.
like, it's either Russian or Polish or something, but it's somewhere out there, but it's like 6v6.
Yeah,
King
Yeah.
MMA.
dude, I love that.
That's so fucking crazy.
Bro,
Just
it
like
looks fun
three people.
until one person's incapacitated and then someone gets 2-on-1. And you're like, oh, this should be stopped.
Oh,
Like,
yeah. Oh, this is.
Uh,
And then it's like, oh, one guy, 1v4. And it's like, all right,
Yeah.
cool.
well, it's bad because it's like everyone gets, like I said, everyone gets matched up at first. and
Starts
then, like,
off cool
One chokes out the other, and then they grow to help his buddy.
and takes a fucking vicious
doesn't
kick.
see
Yeah.
him. He's just on top, and then just eats a fucking
Yeah.
shit.
No, it starts off like, this is really cool. And then 3 minutes in, you're like, oh, no. Like,
Call it. It's 5
Yeah.
on 1. God, oh God.
And these guys just back themselves in a corner and like, let's go.
or Dagestani basketball. That was fun. Never
What's
watched that.
No.
That's where like Khabib and all them are from. And they'd play basketball, but it's essentially like rugby. It's like basketball plus wrestling. So there's
Jesus.
there's no dribbling.
It's just tackle.
Yeah, like
Are you on pavement?
no, they're on a basketball court.
Yeah, pavement.
Jesus.
No, hardwood.
Hardwood. Oh, I'm thinking outdoor.
Oh
Yeah.
no,
Dagestan.
yeah, I don't think
I
they
didn't
go
know that-
outside.
I didn't know they
unless
had
the
it.
fucking like.
I didn't know they had an
fields.
indoor.
So they have their huts.
They're playing in snow.
But you got athletics though; they pump it up. It's still Russia.
Yeah.
They like their sport masters.
But still a wood floor. Can you imagine, like, can you
Oh,
imagine
that would
the,
be
Yeah,
awful
imagine-
to fucking
imagine
land on.
Dagestan?
can you
What
imagine,
the fuck?
can you imagine the slide, the,
Oh, just get tackled on that.
Have the ball stripped from you, then they take the ball, throw it to someone else, but then you keep wrestling. It's not like you get up when
Yeah.
the ball, like, Khabib just fucking wrestles you till he, like, pins you, and it's like, all right, now we got to go join up with the rest of them.
remember, we used to, in school, I remember team handball in the,
I like team
in the
handball.
wrestling room. With, like,
In the
the
wrestling room,
bro,
that'd
with
be
mat
cool.
floors and shit.
You fucking jumping everywhere,
Bro, it was
We had
crazy.
a super small wrestling room.
Oh,
Yeah,
ours,
but I still think it'd be
ours was
cool though
huge.
if you just had.
You'd have
if
to
you had-
shrink the team down, yeah.
Yeah.
ours was big.
No, ours was not very large. We had a very old school.
Just fucking diving. It's like, this is fucking dope. Might take up wrestling. And then you see the spandex, and you're like,
I could have been so easily. I never understood wrestling. It's not like a thing where I grew up, but I could have been convinced of it had it not been for the singlet, probably. I still don't really understand wrestling. Like I try to watch some every once in a while.
I'm not big on it.
I don't get it.
I don't really understand the scoring. Some of it I love, like a lot of the elements that get transferred to MMA I like, but just straight up wrestling, I'm like, I don't get why I would do that. Why that would be the point versus like doing this and having it be like more good in my head. And the singlet doesn't help. I hate the head smacking where it's like, so we can hit, but we can't hit. Like, I hate that shit, like that in-between shit. That's like when you wear a gi and someone can yank you, and it's like, oh, the gentle fucking sport, so I guess I'll drop my fucking elbow through your head.
No, you got a gi on. I'm yanking that shit. I'm fucking choking you out with your gi.
Yo, I saw this video of this guy. They had gis on and they were doing the shit, and there was like a tournament or something, and he like grabbed his collar, and he fucking jumped and like spun, and he wrapped his gi around this dude's arm and just fucking like tapped him out just with his gi. It was fucked up. It was crazy.
It's so strange that people compete with, like, they'll practice with a gi and then just like go do MMA or something. It's like this is a completely different ball game right now, bro. You went from grabbing collars and fucking like choking people with that to like just choking.
Rogan has that thing where he's like, if you're used to like that gi shit, like it only works if like the dude's wearing like a leather jacket. It's like, oh cool, I got a collar.
Well, training in a gi is good the other way. Offensively, it's bad because you're looking for handles that aren't there in MMA. But defensively, it's good that the other guy has your handles because then you can't explode out of anything because he just holds on to it. So it's like, it's good for training defense, I'll give. But offense, it's like, it'll fuck your head up because then you're like looking for shit that ain't there.
It's wild.
I hated wearing a gi.
I love a gi. I feel so cool, and I like the pants.
It's cool.
The pants.
Gi pants I like a lot.
I'm not crazy about the top.
No, I'd wear gi pants all fucking day. Yeah.
Do you own a gi? I think when Putin comes on, he wears a gi.
I
think
own
you should
a
play
shitty
Putin.
gi. I own a very shitty gi.
Are you in on playing Putin?
I mean, I could play a Putin.
Can you do like a Russian accent?
Da.
Let's riff it out. Let's riff it out. Da.
Some vodka.
Some vodka.
I gotta give you guys that vodka in my house. I told Jackie I'd give it to her.
The vodka. Stravutia.
I don't know any of the other Russian things.
Communism.
Communism good.
Comrades.
Soviet Russia.
I don't know
any foods or
anything. What the fuck?
Russians.
What does Putin sound like? I don't think I've ever heard him talk.
I always hear the dude over him who like speaks in English.
Yeah. What's that dude sound like? No, I'm not about the. Now, the U.S. is all wrong. The U.S., they're fucking shit up out there. I said I didn't want Ukraine in NATO, and what are they doing? They're joining NATO. They're pushing the shit.
What's their shit over there? Their
communism.
No. What's
USSR?
their like KGB?
Oh, FBI thing.
Oh, the KGB.
Lex Friedman had like a KGB guy on for like 4 hours, and they talked about Putin because I guess he was old enough to remember when Putin was part of the KGB. He'd like been in it forever.
How'd that go?
I didn't watch it.
That dude's dead now.
Yeah, is he fucking?
I want to watch it though, because after watching that one thing, the guy on Rogan talking
send
about
that to
Putin,
me.
I was
sounds
like,
good.
if there's a clip or something good, I'll send it to you. But yeah, there's just like a 4-hour episode on there. But yeah, I'm kind of interested in Putin now after finding that out, because I'd seen a different clip where someone was talking about like the ISIS when they were like tearing up those artifacts and like idols and temples and shit.
Yeah.
Someone asked Putin about it, and he had like some fucking crazily candid answer where he's like, "Who do you think? Like clearly," and it was like, "Oh, so maybe you're just a bad guy when it comes to like, you know,
your own shit.
We have perspectives that differ or whatever, but like." Maybe you're not like an evil guy the way I thought you are, you know?
I don't know. If you're not American, you're pretty much evil to me.
Well, that's where I start from, so that's why I was like...
just
that's a soundbite. Fucking, I want
mean...
that button. Give me that fucking button.
Wrong.
You tell me... Nah, the Russian? Evil. Evil. He's red.
I've been programmed.
That's how my brain works.
China, Russia.
China.
It's crazy still.
North
like
Korea.
How we have that shit like in our mind still, because even my brother's watching this new Japanese anime that came out today, and then like the white people
evil
just start speaking German, and it's like,
really?
you guys, you Japs, you really like your German still, like you
Yeah.
really like your Germans. Like, you guys were fucking tight in the 40s and then just
That's
never
our
broke
shit.
that bond.
Or just like if they draw like a blonde guy, he's like
it's Hitler's
yoked.
perfect image. Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's super wild. They really, really love the Germans.
I wonder if they still hate us.
More than likely, yeah.
I mean, some of them do.
I mean,
some of them.
I feel like the Chinese still hate the fucking Japanese.
I think a lot of the new people don't. I think they don't teach World War II shit a lot over there. I think they teach like a very warped version of it. So I don't know if like
they lost. Of course they're teaching a warped version.
that's
I'm
what
curious.
So I don't think a lot of kids grew up like hating us for like fucking their shit up. I think they're just like, oh, like yeah, like everyone watches anime, like the same shit. I think old school people are like, if I met an American, I would stab them with my dying fucking breath.
I was like, it is interesting, like other countries, like curriculum and shit. It's like what they're teaching their kids to like know and shit about like history.
Middle East is wild with
It's crazy.
science.
Even that and like
Wild.
Science.
Yeah, they're like they tell you this is where rain comes from. That's bullshit. It's from Allah.
You're gonna
Like,
hear online that women are people. You
Not
get
true.
that, get
It's
that
not
out of
an
your head.
actual thing.
ain't true.
Did
No, I
God
think
say
even
that?
I think even in England, I think they teach like the Revolutionary War differently and like
Well,
how England lost and
probably.
shit.
They're
It's
like we
We were doing good.
We
had
withdrew.
the
But then-
representation with the taxation. They're saying otherwise.
but then it's also like I wonder if we're teaching a warped version of it.
of course.
yeah,
so it's
we
like-
won. Of course we.
real?
All versions.
What-
are
What's
warped.
real?
What's our Native American section look like? We fucking traded beads and
Yeah.
then we owned Manhattan.
Oh my
that's what the
God.
textbook says.
Dude, I saw some awful shit about how like the museums and everything. I think it was on John Oliver. I think it was either talking about the Met or the Field Museum in Chicago that they only have space to display 80,000 like artifacts, but have like 8 million
Yeah.
in the basement. So they had
It's
these
like 1%,
Native American
yeah.
people in the basement, like just rows and rows and rows of like their tribes, like history, and there's like crying, like all of this is like dusty in the basement. It's not like
Yeah.
with our people. Like you guys fucking stole this shit.
Or why
from
isn't
us.
there like a whole other museum that just
donate
holds
it to
all
the
that?
fucking Native American
it's like,
people,
cool.
and they can
Yeah.
fucking do.
We'll
no, it's
we'll
just
build you guys a
dusty
museum. We
in the
fucked
fucking
up.
basement.
Yeah,
And
that's
it's
fucked
known
up.
about like every museum is that they can only have because it makes sense that you wouldn't like have a little bit of extra just so you could cycle out like seasonally or whatever.
Right,
You'd have a rotation, but the extent that everyone has, where it's like a full blown warehouse or basement of like an entirely other museum you could fill
Yeah.
up.
90%
Of just, like, an
Africa's
entire culture.
artifacts are not in Africa.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Well, that's probably for the best.
Fucking like, but that's the legitimate
Yeah.
argument
Oh.
that people are making. Like that's a legitimate
We'll
ass
take
fucking
it from
argument
here.
people are making.
Come
They're like,
on.
they can't keep. They
We
can't
got
keep
cities.
it nice. They
no,
can't
we
keep
got
it nice.
no. We got a good spot for it. It's like no, this thing's been fine on the
That's what
side
you said
of this.
about my grandpa.
It's like this thing's been okay on the side of this like fucking hut for the last 3,000 years.
Fucking England's the worst with this shit. Fucking, they had a thing. It was like in 1900, I want to say, maybe 1800. They had
Britain
a
is
fucking-
what people mean when they say
Oh,
white
just-
people
yeah,
being
they're
bad.
just
I'm
the
like,
worst.
yo,
Just
them.
the worst.
Stop this
Don't
shit.
blame us. We had got away from them.
Yeah, they're like the fucking Puritans or whatever the fuck.
They went to fucking like the Metropolis or fucking some fucking big Greek
Acropolis?
thing. Acropolis, that's what
Yeah.
it is. They got like this
a
nice
cool
ass
word.
fucking statue, like wall art thing. They just went in there and started carving shit out, and they
Yeah.
have like these just two pieces from a wall,
Yeah.
just in England in a museum.
It's so crazy.
And they refuse to give it back
They're
after
like-
they stole it like less than 200 years
They're like-
ago, and
they're like,
everyone
nah.
knows it. They're like,
nah, man, that's ours, man.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
That was a gift.
We fucking owned you, man. That's ours, man.
How fucking wild!
You're
is
lucky
that
we
shit?
gave your country back.
And Britain's not like America where like push come to shove. It's like we reserve the right to fuck you up.
Yeah.
Britain's like, hey, remember?
Remember?
We're kind of your dad,
remember the good
remember-
old days? We helped you through that.
like your stepdad.
we didn't fuck
actually.
you up then. So
Yeah.
like, don't tempt us to
I watched
get help now.
I watched a video after Queen Elizabeth died. It was like all the countries that were given their freedom under Queen Elizabeth, like because they were still under British rule or whatever. It was like fucking 80 countries. It was like
Oh,
60
Is
countries.
this where we act like she's a fucking humanitarian for doing it, and
And
not
that's the
like
other-
that's what the times were? But like, if you don't give these countries up, we're gonna look real bad for
Yeah.
still having slaves. Like,
Exactly, yeah. And like half of them were fucking Africa. They just owned half of Africa.
Oh yeah, Jamaica they still fucking have too. It's fucking wild.
Yeah.
It's fucking wild.
I remember that part of history class when like the European countries literally like got to Africa and they just set up a map and they're like, all right, Belgium, they just carved up Africa like before getting there. They're like, all right, we gotta figure this out. Yeah,
all right, everyone's cool. Everyone's cool. Like, all right,
just people showing up being like, yeah, this is ours. We already decided, like amongst ourselves.
Yeah, no,
it's fair.
We did diplomacy.
Yeah,
have you ever heard of diplomacy? No, that's right.
Well, you better learn today.
Yeah, you guys are paying taxes now.
Ever heard of guns?
Quick piss. Fourth piss.
Well hydrated.
That's impressive. That is impressive. But no, it is kind of. No, it's fucked up.
Sometimes I'll say things to Christian at work, and you know he's a naive boy.
Innocent.
And I'll be saying things and not realizing the extent to which I'm like educating someone. He's like, I said something the other day. He's like, that's why they called them Indians? I'm like, yes.
You were born in this country.
Like Christian.
You didn't know the fucking story that
He thought it was
Christopher Columbus's dumbass got lost. By the way, Christopher Columbus Day was the other day.
Sure was.
Might bring him back. But it was just like, nah, you Indians.
Yeah, he was like, oh, that makes so much sense. I'm like, it does.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense that people would keep calling them Indians for 300 years.
No,
but
that doesn't make sense.
yeah,
That's fucked up.
he's. You know what he said
Westward
about
expansion.
you know what he said about his brother?
Hmm.
He goes, my brother's growing his hair out. It's like shoulder length. He looks like a Comanche. I thought that was pretty funny for him.
That's so crazy. That's fucking crazy.
I do love thinking about, though, like the type of person that, like, England is the number one, and you're like, nah, fuck this.
Nope.
Don't know where you're going, because you don't want to settle for number two, where England's still in charge. You're like, let me get on this fucking boat.
Yeah.
They say there's some shit over there. Fucking roll up. Like, I'm not even thinking about what happens right away. I just love the fact of someone getting over there and being like playing the long game.
Yeah.
Like, nah, like once we're over there, like
this is good.
We're busting loose from these fuckers.
No.
Like, what they think they're gonna stay in charge from across the ocean?
Yeah, no, fuck them.
Just playing the fucking long game.
They
Like,
think-
hey, might not be me, my kid. Ooh, he's gonna be running shit
Maybe.
over here.
Hey, it could be 100 years. I don't know.
Should be a wild.
We're gonna build this
motherfucker.
shit up. The second we get an army, we are out.
Talking about pilgrims or slaves?
Pilgrims. Yeah. No, slaves kind of had it different. They were kind of like, we need someone to get into power who sees our side of the issue.
Hey man, if I was a slave over there, I would fuck those dudes up. The first
Can
chance
you, though?
the first chance
Can
you
you,
gave
though?
me like a hoe or a sickle to go work the fields, like
Yeah.
I'm taking your fucking head, bro.
Yeah, I don't.
Especially if you're someone who didn't have a family where they're gonna be, like maybe racism really fucked up because it wasn't even like I'm gonna fuck your family up. It was like I'm gonna fuck
But
up
what if it's
all
also-
these others. So
But then it's also like, okay, that one slave does that, or he bands together and gets everybody on that plantation to do that. But then it's like, okay, you bust out of there. Now where you at? Now you're now his neighbor, the neighbor next door. Are
Oh yeah, no,
together.
I remember learning about that in history books, like that happening. Like I remember it was like 13 like slaves got together, like
And then you
killed
got the
owner,
towns
and then yeah,
fucking-
literally like got hunted down and like murdered. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure.
It's like all right, yeah, you're just fucking.
There's
stuck.
no winning,
You're
but
fucked.
you know, at the same time, I'm not gonna live my life as a
Yeah,
slave. So
that's all
I'd
I'm
rather
saying,
take
yeah.
you with me.
I'm not trying to fucking fix anything. I'm just trying to go out swinging. My
Yeah,
only thing is
bro.
like you wonder if you saw someone else go out swinging, and then they were like, and for this one's fucking transgressions, these 10 are getting. And
Yeah.
you're like, okay, well now I
maybe
need to
maybe
go.
a different
yeah.
story,
Yeah.
but
That's true. Where it's like, okay, this one acted up, we're gonna fucking kill everyone. It's like, all right,
Or not kill, because then profit margins go
it
down.
was like
but
take
you
off a finger or some
yeah,
fucked up shit.
aim.
and then it's like, okay, if I rise up and do this, I'm fucking over all these other people. Listen, I'm sure they had that shit locked down.
Oh, without a doubt. They definitely had a, I don't want to say a good, situation, but
Again, that's the England half of us. That's a holdover from them. That wasn't like our idea when we got here. It's like, well, we don't know any better. That's what we thought. That's what we thought it meant to be number
That's
one.
what the Englands do. The English.
I wonder who was like the first one. It was like, yeah, no, slaves are bad. Like, why are we doing this? Like, well, like the first country that was like, nah, like that's illegal. Like, you shouldn't own another person.
I'm sure there was a fuck ton
Probably
of people
Africa.
that were just like,
Probably Africa. They were probably like, this is fucked up,
Like,
guys.
this is
no, they have
super
slaves.
illegal.
They fucking. That's how slaves got to America, is because a dude sold his slaves in Africa to white people, and they were
I
like,
thought
"Yeah,
it was
take
like,
these."
I thought
you-
it was like they
I think-
showed up and then started capturing
Yeah,
people.
they showed
like,
up
big
like
nets.
set up like the fucking. They set up shop and then with the big dog catcher nets.
Yeah.
got
No,
a
but
bunch
they
of
met up with like
slaves.
certain people who were like, "Oh yeah, you can like
Really?
take these." Yeah, there were people that
like
were
the
like,
chiefs or whatever.
There could have been some of that.
I don't know if it was like
Hey.
the stronger tribe was like, "Yeah, you want to get them" or whatever. I don't know how it worked, but
I'm sure it
there
was-
was like people that would arrange.
Or
shit.
maybe it started like that, and then after those ran out and it was just the strongest tribes left, they were like, well,
Oh yeah, it wasn't like
well,
a
we're the
good
strong-
business deal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we're the strongest tribe now. That's fucked up.
Oh, it's
That's
super fucked
crazy.
up. Dude, that shit is always wild to me. How we still have Columbus Day, and it's like his name wasn't even Columbus. Can we start there, or do we want to start with how we committed genocide, or just started like hacking off people's fucking hands for not bringing him
Yeah.
gold, where there was no fucking gold on said island? Like just crazy shit.
yeah, he was a good guy.
He was a good guy. He was a good guy.
Hey,
he was a good guy.
We got
He's
time. We got time
misunderstood.
and a half for Columbus Day.
half.
We did.
Like it's crazy.
And then they had like Rebel Day, and they put the one strain.
Rebel
They
Day?
call Columbus Day Rebel Day. I don't
Oh,
know.
do they? Oh, okay.
Not Indigenous People Day, but Rebel Day.
Which is weird for our woke ass company to not say Indigenous Peoples Day. They
And
call it
also,
Rebel Day,
Rebel Day sounds like a fucking
January
Southern and
6th.
proud.
Yeah, the South will rise again.
Yeah,
Yeah, it sounds like that.
rebel flag.
You want something crazy?
Let's hear it.
You know that shooting in Thailand that happened?
Yeah, dude, super sad.
Fucking crazy. Really upsetting. But the president of Thailand went to go visit like the scene of the
president.
incident. The president or whatever, whoever's running Thailand.
Prime Minister or whatever.
Whoever's running Thailand went there. Before
the
he
Queen's going
got there, he had them roll out a red carpet
Oh.
for him to walk on.
Yeah.
Because he's a king.
People were fucked off. That's crazy.
Obviously, it's not right, but what are you going to be surprised like
It's a
now in this
fucking-
moment?
Yeah, let me
Yeah.
drop my hundreds of year old, like
Yeah.
possibly thousands of year old tradition of
I don't know,
like
it's crazy.
doing this shit.
You
It's
don't
crazy.
get to 99% of the time be okay with it being.
It's the biggest shooting in Thailand. I'm just saying.
Right, but at the
Okay.
same time, it's like, I'm going to just stop doing what I've been doing for hundreds of years.
I don't know. Listen, it's a fucking.
I'm not saying it was
But there's a
good thing
million
to
other
do.
fucking examples every day of like, oh, this is a completely primitive and like old thing.
What?
A king.
Oh yeah.
So I'm saying like, why? Okay, there's a shooting, sad obviously, but like, why
Well,
would
why-
that be the thing that he's like, you know what? I forget the red carpet. Like he has never gone anywhere without a red carpet. Why would the shooting change? And like,
Because it's the biggest shooting in the
but
country.
he's a king. Think about
I
it.
understand that, but he's the king of
his
this
country.
nation where his own people got fucking murdered. Maybe
Yeah.
show some fucking dignity and not
No,
step
he-
on a red
he
carpet.
kills more than
that's-
anyone
that's
else.
how he shows
I don't know.
dignity.
I'm just saying it's crazy.
You know how many people he fucking axes?
Oh, I'm sure it's a tremendous amount, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, laws are really strict over there.
Ain't a
with
good
drugs.
look.
That's what I'm saying.
I thought it was crazy. Ain't a good look.
Obviously, it's not a good look. But to who? The people that have to fucking worship you?
I'm just saying.
They figure out why that guy
What are they
did
gonna
it.
do?
Did he, like,
Not
leave
vote
a
for him
note?
next term?
Hey, I'm just saying it's a fucking bad look.
Yeah,
I
no
don't.
shit.
I'm sure he doesn't.
Having
give
a
shit.
king is a
I'm just
bad
saying,
look. That's
the
what I'm
whole-
saying.
The whole thing is a crazy concept.
Yeah.
I think we're fighting about the same thing.
I don't think we're fighting.
Sounds like it. Nick, do you think we're fighting?
Yes. Well, I'm gonna get ADHD. This is just like how it happened with my parents.
Boo.
They
No.
figure out why that guy did it or no?
No, I don't think so. I haven't read much into it.
All I know is he was like an old cop.
Yeah, I heard
It
it
was
was like
like
an
retired-
ex-police officer.
Yeah, retired cop, and just went into a school and just like
A Thai guy?
yeah, an old retired Thai cop like went into like a elementary school and just lit the place up.
I'll tell you what. Maybe instead of their kings, they need that guy. Then the president that we need. That was your
That's
cue.
your cue
That was your
to-
cue to hit that link.
Oh, I can't see shit. This one or that?
No, the bottom one. Yeah, that one. This guy's great.
Violent crime is surging in Louisiana. Woke leaders blame the police. I blame the criminals.
What?
Mom should not have to look over her shoulder when she's pumping gas. I voted against the early release of violent criminals, and I opposed defunding the police. Look, if you hate cops just because they're cops, the next time you get in trouble, call a crackhead. I'm John Kennedy.
I'm John
I
Kennedy.
approve this message.
I'm John Kennedy. Isn't that crazy?
Yo, we should have everyone finds like their best political ad and meet next week.
I want this dude to just. I want to
got
talk
mine
to
already.
this man. I want this man to call in. I just want to see what the fuck he's about.
Yo, do you remember the old Bill Foster fucking ad?
No, Bill Foster.
Yeah, you can still see his fucking like his signs up and everything. Like
What was his?
All I remember is it's like super dark and it's just like this guy's over voice goes, Bill Foster beats his wife.
Really?
That's all I remember from it, and it just is ingrained in my fucking memory.
Bill Foster beats his wife.
I remember fucking in like government class in high school. That's like they had like a whole day where we just talked about that shit.
That's
It was
crazy.
fucking amazing.
I still love government class. There would be just like intense debates.
What? Oh, I loved it because it was just bullshit.
I remember, dude.
I
I
should
remember,
have got a fucking degree in government, bro.
I remember the
Political
one.
science degree.
I remember the one. I think this was the. Who was the first guy that got shot who had his hands up? I can't remember his name.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah,
Who got shot with his hands up?
it was the one in Ferguson, Missouri. That one.
Oh,
That guy.
not Trayvon Martin.
No, this was after him. No, that was recently.
Fuck.
I don't remember, but
It's too many.
you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
and that's another thing. It is too many, but like that. But
One's too many, Mark.
I'm just saying. When this happened, there was this one this white fucking hillbilly
Devil?
chick.
Oh.
This could be.
White devil.
Dude, I remember us talking about this and it's high school. No one really gives a fuck. And
Takes
you
are
don't-
hot.
You don't wanna fucking, cause waves because you just want to get out of this class. You're gonna
right.
see this person for the rest of the fucking semester or whatever. Dude, I remember this white chick standing up and her going, I'm sick of this. If it was a white guy, there wouldn't be any riots. And then just three black dudes standing up and being like, bitch, what the fuck did you just say?
So stupid.
And it's like, bitch, what did you expect was gonna happen?
So
like-
fucking stupid.
It's like month 2 of this. we're in semester 1. Like you're with this kid for the rest of the year.
Just start mouthing off immediately.
You dumb bitch. If it's like the last week of school, you're graduating.
Get a little mouthy.
Fuck
You're
it.
never seeing these people
Get a little,
again.
get a little loose. Have fun. That's crazy to me.
I couldn't believe when people would talk in class, when they didn't have to.
What do you mean?
I'm like, let this fucking guy drone on for an hour. Let me blank out. Because when people start talking, then I just get mad. Now I have to listen to two fucking idiots be like, well, actually, now I'm just seething in my fucking chair because I'm not going to get involved with their dumb
hated-
shit.
Would yap up all government class because we would not get shit done.
Yeah,
He'd be
no,
like, all right, read the chapters.
and
We
I-
didn't go over it.
I had
in time. Like,
Campus's
okay.
Greek wrestler ass who was going to
Well, that's
give
where
you
you
the...
fucked up.
I didn't pick him.
Should have switched.
He's going to get homework regardless of whether we talk about the shit in class or not.
In high school, I didn't. In high school, I didn't mind the conversation just because you're stuck there for an hour fucking regardless.
Yeah.
In college, I would get pissed off because they let you out early.
Yeah.
If they're done lecturing in an hour, you got a
You're
3-hour
fucking
class,
done.
you're fucking out. These motherfuckers would drag this shit on and ask questions that don't
about
matter,
this?
that are in
What
the book.
about
We're gonna
this?
fucking and they're like, what about this?
They're having
Well,
a good time.
well, let's talk about this. Well, I'm
Post the
having fun.
question online, dickhead.
Yeah.
What about? Can we do more group assignments? Is that maybe cool? Can we do something like that?
and just thinking about following someone to their fucking
Yeah,
car.
and just thinking it's okay, motherfucker. I live in Joliet. We're in Chicago. If he wraps this class in 20 minutes, I can make this train. If not, I'm waiting for 2 hours.
Yeah.
So you're fucking me right now.
Dude, that's
you're
so
fucking
rough.
me right now.
That's so rough.
The amount of times I've been like, oh, well, this bitch is still talking. Well, I'm going to be an asshole. And then I just stand up and fucking leave. The amount of times
Which
that's
I don't
happened.
like doing, but
No,
like,
I hate it. I hate doing it, but it's like you're talking about shit. You've wrapped the lecture.
yeah.
We're doing side conversations. I'm not waiting for an extra 2 hours. Like, I'm leaving.
At that
small
point, I
talk.
understand
Yeah,
that. I understand
I'm
that.
paying for this class. I'm
Well,
paying
that's
to
the
be
other
here.
thing.
over.
Yeah, I'm paying to be here.
Yeah.
I got what I want. The fucking shit's recorded up there. I'll rewatch it. No, these people, fucking terrible. No, I always found it like, that interesting. It's like, you're having fun right now? You're having fun fucking all these people over? It's like, good, I'm glad.
Yeah.
Glad you got dick going on today.
Yeah.
Want to
It's
eat up
always
every
weird.
fucking minute of
It's
class.
always weird. Even with, not only like with class, but like even like having like a work meeting or something where it's like, can we just get this shit over with?
Yeah.
Because if
Oh,
I
yeah.
have a question,
Our Zoom meetings on Sundays?
even if I have a question that relates to literally
be bad.
everybody, I'm going to shut the fuck up. I'm going to wait till the meeting's over. And then I'm going to walk to the person and be like, hey, I had a question.
Yeah.
Not going to feel like, I have a question at the end, and I just want to hold everybody so they can hear me, and they can also ask questions. Like, bro, other people don't want to fucking be here.
Well,
Just let them go home.
I had a work meeting on Sunday, and a couple people didn't show up to it, and we're like waiting for them. And you know, if it's like a minute or whatever, and if we like message these two people like, hey, like, are you about to be on? And we're just giving them a minute. That's totally fine. Just like waiting for 5 minutes though, and I'm sitting
After
there.
5 minutes, you start that.
I'm like, yo, because who the two people were, I was like, they're not fucking coming. Like, how long? It's already a meeting that starts at 8 o'clock on Sunday. How late are we gonna make this thing go till? But,
Bro, they would schedule these fucking union meetings at 9:30, 9 o'clock, and they would just talk shit about work for fucking an hour, and then the meeting would start. I'm sorry.
Good.
How's a union meeting?
Hmm?
How is a union meeting? Sounds awful.
Kind of talking about like what's fucked up. It is just a meeting to bitch about work, but it's like what's fucked up about it, how they can change it,
Mm-hmm.
shit like that.
Yeah,
Sounds
they haven't
awful.
done shit in a while, right?
Niles, I guess, had their first sit down, but that's for off pod talk. I don't know.
I don't know. This meeting shouldn't be too bad though. It was pretty quick. Mine.
Nice.
It wasn't.
Is
like
there
you were
another one?
saying, where
Is there
they
one this
stretched it
Sunday?
out. An all-store one.
There is.
I enjoy a good quick meeting.
Okay.
You just got the fucking like 3 bulletins you want to hit and fucking bing bang boom fucking done.
Even with it being quick though, it was still like, well, this isn't a meeting. This is like an email.
That's the other thing. It's like this could have just been an email.
She read the agenda of the email as the meeting. So it was like,
The last meeting I went to, they were gonna ask us and like brainstorm
Yeah.
like questions and pay raises and everything. And then when I got to the meeting, they already had 2 pieces of paper printed
Right.
out with the pay raises and everything printed out that they were supposed to discuss
yeah,
with
it's
us.
not a meeting. It's a presentation.
And then, like I said, it's like you could have just emailed this to me. Like you're just gonna read me the
Glad I
fucking
came in.
sheet of paper, and then people were like, "I have a question on this." I
Well,
don't
this
give a fuck.
This
Yeah.
is bullshit.
Because then even if the meeting is short, it's still like, well, I had to like not be doing something. I had
Yeah.
to stop what I was doing.
I took like a couple hours out of my day
Yeah,
to
it's a
do
chunk.
this. Mm.
Can you scroll down on the notes? I just want to see what else is in there.
Some liquid gold.
Yeah, you got liquid gold cycling through your veins, buddy.
Always have, always will.
Mexico's first trans politician is a what?
Oh
A sex
yeah,
worker
dude, I
with
just
no
saw this.
problem tweeting
So this
her
so,
own porn.
so Mexico's first trans
Glad to see
politician.
Vice is doing the hard work that they're known for.
So Mexico's first trans politician is also like on OnlyFans, like getting naked and shit, and like shaking her ass and like
okay.
having sex.
A male to female.
I don't know. I didn't look this
You
far.
didn't subscribe,
No, I didn't subscribe. But
Girl, right?
Maria.
yes, I think it's male to female. People are fucked off, man. History is another politician.
Well, that's kind of like the
Can you
best
scroll
of
down a
both
little more?
worlds, because it's like,
I feel like it'd be weird in Mexico though, because of just how fucking macho they are down there.
well, that's what I'm saying, still a man's brain.
She said she
making
posted the videos
decisions
for the same
that you
reason.
could trust.
Yeah.
But then it's all the appearances of like, oh, we're
Like,
doing good.
Yeah,
so-
she's not having their fucking period, so
Yeah.
it should be all right.
Well, they don't have any
That's what they
nukes.
would say.
They don't have any nukes they could fuck up with.
That's the thing,
Being
it's
on their
Mexico.
pyramid.
Yeah.
Or period.
They're basically run by the cartel.
They're just gonna
a-
fucking drop a bomb of cocaine on you or something.
She said she posted the videos for the same reason other sex workers use Twitter, to gain more clients.
I don't like that. I understand that she may be classified as a sex worker, but I feel like sex worker means that you're
Prostitute.
right, like that you are having sex.
I thought
with
sex
people.
worker was the nice word for prostitute.
That's what I thought it was,
slash
too.
Baby porn star.
That's what I
Right.
thought. Yeah,
This
100%.
seems more like
But-
just porn star, which I
But cam girl porn, not
right,
not
1,000%.
penetration.
Right.
Well, no, I assume you're getting fucked on camera because I think a lot of that's on OnlyFans.
It's
too.
just getting funked on camera, then fine, sex worker.
But
I still think it leans prostitute over porn star.
yeah, I just think that the sex worker thing is a weird.
because porn star has a
header.
title already.
weird
Prostitute
that-
is like the bad one.
It's weird that camming and like OnlyFans and all this shit's legal, but you can't go hire a hooker.
You can if you videotape it, because then you're making porn.
See, I don't get that.
But if
Because then she's a paid actress.
See, but I don't get it.
It's artist. It's artistic.
Okay.
I feel like you'd have to have like a couple things in the like
Oh no, you couldn't just fucking pull up your phone and record it when the cops come in with you and a hooker.
that's what I feel like you'd have
Be like,
to have
nah,
like
it's legit.
Officer,
It's legit.
officer, I have my own channel.
Yeah, you'd have to have like some things set up. Be like, no, look, like
I got a contract
right.
and like it's cool.
trying to think of the word, not evidence, but you have to have like a trail set up,
Yeah.
almost like
Woman, women have the right to pleasure.
Like I said, I think it's just a weird title, and I think is she elected?
Yeah, I believe. I would say so.
My issue with it isn't that she's a sex worker or doing her own porn or whatever. It's more that she's just doing two things. It's like, wouldn't you focus on your job?
I understand if you're like a weird small country with like a global humanitarian crisis, and it's like I'm gonna put my tits out there to like gain more attention for like the starving people of my country. I understand that.
Surprised that doesn't happen more.
Don't know what's necessarily
I'm
going
surprised
on
that
here.
that's actually not a bad idea, Nick. Maybe you should get into like diplomacy.
I mean, I'm something of a politician myself.
Maybe Nat Geo goes to Africa and maybe starts filming like Africa Gone Wild.
Every country has a
Hello.
resource. Sometimes it's
Hello.
oil, sometimes it's coal. But what does every country have? Pussy.
And tits.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. I showed my bare bosoms to this white man with the camera. He said he gonna make me famous. Scroll down a little more. I forgot what else I put in there. I got a little hot. Here we go.
British man hospitalized after attempting to climb.
Mount Blanc in a tracksuit.
Man wasn't on his Wim Hof shit.
Man's like, shit, I've seen a YouTube video.
But how strange is that like some people can be like, oh, just hang out with Wim Hof for a day and then go fucking like hike Everest or something.
Can you imagine being like the rescue team being like, motherfucker,
Like,
I
are you
fucking
kidding me?
saw this guy going
Are
up. I
you kidding
knew I'm going to have to go up there and rescue his ass. God damn it.
It does have to be annoying because you're putting now your life
Yeah.
at risk.
It's like,
where
this
it's like
dumb
for
motherfucker.
Yeah. For a guy who actively did the
imagine?
wrong thing. You told
Oi.
him he was going to die.
Oi, mate, what the fuck you doing, mate? Get a fucking tracksuit on.
Fucking love it. There was a shitty Netflix show. They got a bunch of like snowflake. It was like called Snowflake Mountain, I think. They got.
Just a bunch of queers on
I'm
the
gonna
mountain.
ruin the ending for you guys. Hope you don't mind.
That's fine.
Fucking they like
take it
the
off the
last
watch list.
track the guy like hurts his leg or something, so it's like
He's dead.
I don't think you should be able to do this. If you hurt yourself now, we're gonna have to stop everything. We're gonna have to have a helicopter come in. You're gonna have to get backboarded, like whole ordeal.
Millions of dollars.
So the guy's like, he's a snowflake, so he gets all pissed off. Giant hiking bag, grabs it and throws it, dislocates his shoulder, falls, twists his knee like worse than it was before, and then just goes down like a hill and starts fucking crying. and then had to get evac'd out with the fucking helicopter and
movie?
everything. That's a TV show.
That's a TV show.
That's a
This actually happened?
That actually happened.
This is crazy. See, these are the people who are like, maybe leave him on the mountain. Maybe
That's
if
what
he's
I'm saying.
gonna put
Just
if
let
he's gonna
one
put
more
everybody
body
else's
up
life in
there,
danger.
like, let's just thin out that herd.
That's so
I'm
crazy.
saying.
That's so crazy.
We don't need them.
It's
We
like,
don't really don't.
He thinks he could do it. Let him go.
Let him go. Let
He
him go.
found his way up. He'll come down.
Just roll. Just roll on down.
It's
Should have
like
brought
you
a
do with
sled.
a little kid, where it's like, no, they got to learn for themselves. It's like, I guess he never did. Like, he's
Yeah.
got to learn. Like,
My dad almost did. We went to Colorado, and it was like in 2016. We were just gonna go hiking and shit. It was me and my dad and my mom. So we planned this trip. I have this trail, and it's kind of long, and we're just gonna hike through the mountain. My dad's thinking it's Starved Rock, right? Where you're just flat trail and shit.
Yeah, there's trails.
Bro, I'm
All
ready.
paved.
I got a backpack, fucking boots. My mom's got shit on. We're walking out. My dad comes out in flip flops and shorts, and he's like, "I'm like, what are you doing?" He's like, "What do you mean we're going hiking?" I'm like, "You're wearing that?" And he's like, "Yeah. Why can't? What's the matter?" And I'm like, "Dude, put some fucking boots on. Put some shoes on." And he's like, "Oh, whatever." He fucking puts these boots on. Dude, we get there. It's nice trails. Bro, at some point, we're fucking climbing up a mountain. Climbing up these trails. And I turn around, I'm like, "You think flip-flops would be good?" And he's like, "Nah." So they would have saw me and been like, he's a native. He's fine.
a native.
This man's fine.
Would have kicked those flip flops
With
off
his
of the bottom of the
with
mountain and just fucking free
with his
climb that
Nike
shit.
flip-flop.
like a
Flops.
Himalayan.
Nike flip-flops.
Put my finger knuckles into that rock.
So crazy.
What's that word for those people?
Sherpas, yeah.
Sherpas, yeah. They're the people in Everest.
Yeah, the little guy,
The Tibetan people.
Or
That just fucking, dude, I watched a documentary.
the
of the-
Netflix one, right?
Yeah, I don't remember what it's
Yeah.
called. Yeah. This dude that climbed all the
yeah.
tallest peaks
dude,
in
Yeah.
good ass fucking movie.
bro,
That's cool.
he's running up these mountains.
yeah,
just
look,
fucking
people are just half
These
steps,
peop-
and he's just fucking just.
How lame is it? How on Everest there's just a line.
dude.
Isn't that the grossest?
That's fucking
shit?
disgusting. I'm like, oh, so you go up there and you spend all this money and time and training to get up there, and then it's like, all right, you're up there for 2 minutes. Come on, let's go.
Yeah.
Well,
Storm coming,
I feel shitty for
or all the
the
garbage.
people that are at the bottom that actually fucking work their way up. And then you get all those assholes that fucking
I
helicopter
was gonna
in
say, got
to
dropped off.
fucking 100 feet below the top, and then they're eating their fucking Cliff Bars and just throwing wrappers and Gatorade
Yeah.
bottles everywhere.
Taking their fucking selfies and
Yeah,
shit.
like,
Climbed
there's no
Everest.
trash, so I'm just gonna throw it here, and then just fucking just be an
Yeah.
asshole and wait in the line with everybody.
Dude, but that dude was these people are taking 4 days to climb this mountain. He's like, probably doing it in one.
Half day
It's
maybe.
just have to, I don't know.
Then get back by dinner.
Fucking just climb. He climbs. I don't know if it was Everest, but it was the ones underneath. It was 2 underneath.
Yeah.
It. Just climbed both of those in the same day.
Like crazy.
Up
shit,
one,
man.
down, up
Just
another.
Crazy shit.
He's like a Wim Hof, where it's like, I love those fucking people that are like, oh, so that's within the range of a human. Not every human could. Maybe you can't do all the things, but you could at least get that far if you go
Yup.
put everything in that direction.
Well, it was cool, his fucking that he was
His story and shit.
yeah, he was Sherpa, origin, family, whatever
Yeah.
the fuck, and then his whole crew was other Sherpas, and it's
Mhm.
oh, we're not helping some white dude,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
we're
Let's
gonna help one
gang.
of our fucking boys,
Let's
let's
fucking go.
go.
Yeah.
Put in
Get
that
this
work.
shit done. That's crazy.
Mad respect to that dude.
That's wild.
That shit's fucking.
And then he's talking about
bananas.
his oxygen went out because he gave it to some other dude, and then he
Yeah.
starts hallucinating, and he's just wandering down
as
this mountain.
he's helping other people
Yeah.
that are dying on the mountain. It's nah, you need to fucking come get this guy.
And then he's-
leave him.
And then I think he's talking. He's like, yeah, and then I had to leave somebody and blah blah blah. And it's like,
Yeah,
whole,
people are dying as he's
holy
going
fuck.
up.
Yeah, he's passing dying.
Because he's got to
people.
think about it well, if I help that guy, then we probably all die. Versus if I just keep helping this one guy, I probably save him. It's
Yeah.
got to be God damn.
Fucking
That's
crazy.
They said those are the first people that have evolved in our life, in modern history.
Oh yeah,
What do you mean?
with
They're-
elevation.
Yeah, Tibetans' lungs can handle oxygen slightly better than everyone else's.
They could breathe
like
the
the first-
thinner air longer.
Yeah, it's the first in My Hero, where it's the people have the bone in their foot change. That's the first time we've seen something like that.
I mean, that's pretty cool. I mean, that makes sense. I mean, if you fucking come out of the womb and your first breath is like thin ass air.
And then
I can only imagine after generations.
I was gonna say your lineage stays up there,
of living at like 10,000 or like whatever the fuck it is,
where that bloodline actually is like adapting every time.
That's crazy.
Oh yeah,
staying in the family.
Then you think you get like the Gracies or someone, like another bloodline, be like, why don't you go fuck a Himalayan and then come back with just
insane fucking. How about you go live in the Himalayas for a bit? That's crazy.
Start a family, come back, get a fucking whole Olympic team with you.
You combine fucking Hicks and Gracie's breathing exercises with Himalayan air
and bloodline
in there.
Just create a superhuman just from like jumping around the globe.
There's some girl on the Gracie who's a Gracie who got like I think there was some level of like cousins having sex, but I also think it was like not like direct cousins. I think it was like so and so's like third cousin, that one's like second cousin. But there's this girl who's got Gracie from both sides. So she's like she's got like both lineages of Gracie in her, and it's like she's like a fucking superhero basically.
That's crazy.
I would imagine.
Yeah.
That's wild.
They're like everyone else is like, oh, when we go to like this uncle's house, it was all jiu-jitsu. Then you go back to like mom's and it's normal. She's like, well, I would go to uncle's house and there was jiu-jitsu there, and then I'd go home and it was jiu-jitsu there, and it was just like, God damn, like
live jiu-jitsu.
Christ, fucking your grandpa invented it in your country or brought it to your country.
That's crazy.
Oh yeah.
This next one's good. It's the last one.
Last one? All right. And not a good one. And not a good one.
Alec Baldwin will resume filming Rust after settlement with shot crew member's family.
They're going to let that movie come out?
Why? What the fuck? How good is this movie got to be?
That's my thought. I was going to say, that's got to be a banger.
Do you think they're leaving the scene in? Or do you think he's refilming that scene?
Probably refilming that scene.
If they
I
can't
would
even
really
just
hope.
work around it, yeah. And just not have a gun at all.
I still cannot wrap my fucking head around a grown-ass Alec Baldwin with a loaded gun, even if it's a blank, just fucking around like it's a cap gun, just pulling his trigger at something.
Well, no, I
It's not
think
like
he
a
was...
dude who's your first day on set. Like, he knows rules and shit.
He's been around.
He's a fucking, like, AAA actor.
So
like, that's
forever.
Yeah, for, like... Since I can fucking remember,
Since our lifetimes, he's been an A-list fucking actor.
God.
It's not like an athlete or someone who
it
got
crazy?
like
Are you
thrown
gonna
in
go
a
see it?
movie, you know?
I don't even know what the fuck the movie's about.
Yeah, I wouldn't have seen it prior. I'm not going to go see it now.
I mean, honestly, this movie might do really well.
Do you think
because of this?
What do you think the settlement was? Do you think the settlement was like points in the film, where it's
No.
like
It's probably got some of that maybe on top, but you know they came with fucking cat.
I'd be like, I want.
Hey,
like,
let's hope this movie that I murdered your sister in doesn't flop. And if it doesn't, you make some coin off that. I think he came with like a fucking stack of cash, and then was also like, and here's to make it not my entire fortune. Here's points on the movie.
Yeah. This movie makes $300 million. You're getting $2 million of it.
I would imagine that they get a large part of Alec Baldwin's cut from the movie, and then
he's probably doing it for free.
Cash.
Like at this point, it might just be a free
after paying
movie.
Everything else, he's in the red.
That's crazy.
It's crazy
the movie
that he just straight up shot a lady.
Right?
He while on set just straight up shot a lady.
I can't wait for his rap album.
I wonder if his reasoning is like, well, you know, there's a lot of other people on the crew and in the film, and you know, it means a lot to. I wonder if like that's how his spinning it is when it's like, yeah, like you're 3/4 done with the movie and you want the movie to come out. Like, just don't try to bullshit.
Just
people.
say that.
Yeah.
Just
so
fucking
crazy.
murdered a person on set, and they're gonna finish the movie.
Yeah, they didn't finish the movie when Bruce Lee's kid died, right?
I think they killed the cinematographer.
Yeah. But they did when Bruce died.
Well, that's different.
That was fucked up. That was super fucked up. That was awful.
That's like that's like
happened?
albums posthumously.
Fucking Bruce Lee did like the first 10, 20 minutes of a movie, and then they just shot like the next hour of it with someone who looks like Bruce Lee,
I've heard about this. Okay.
and then like ended it with like like splits of Bruce Lee like cut in and shit, like just awful.
They're like, we gotta
awful.
milk this.
Like
one more
everyone
time.
was so fucking angry, and it's like this is just the most disrespectful shit.
It's like
It's
we
like
need to milk
finding
this.
recordings of a rapper and being like, this could probably be a song. Be like, yeah, but like he didn't say it was a song.
Yeah,
so, like,
so let's not make it a song.
Yo, I don't get that when like new albums come out and they're featuring rappers that
people?
have been dead for like fucking 5 years.
I understand some of it. If they're on the studio and they're like just laying shit down and they just have like a library or some shit that like never got put on a track.
Yeah.
Like I get that. I understand that. But like there's some parts where it's like, what the fuck is this going on?
Yeah.
Like this sounds too good. It sounds
Yeah.
like you're fucking with the dude in the studio making this.
Yeah.
the guy
Like what's
who-
his face released a fucking I think Mac Miller like released a new album. It's like that motherfucker OD'd like 8 years
An
ago.
album?
I think so. I
Jesus.
don't know. Or at least recently.
The
See,
guy
I
who
would
made
understand a
Spider-Man-
song, but like, wait, what?
The guy who made Spider-Man had that where he died. Like he was a recluse, and for like all decades and decades, he just drew shit, and no one got to see it. And then
never mind, his last
when he
one came out.
died, his brother was like, "Yeah, I got to figure out how to like release all this." And that's Adonis's favorite guy, and he's like, "I'm torn because like I'd obviously love to see it, but also like." He didn't want anyone to,
Yeah,
you know, so
let-
it's like
let
this
him
weird, like,
fucking
if it
die
comes
with
out,
it.
I'm going to look at it, but also, like, I almost hope it doesn't come out,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, he released an album in 2022. He has
Jesus.
he released an album in 2021. There's a 2020 album. There's a
Well, that's what happens when
2018
you sign your
album.
life away.
There's a 2018 album. There's a new single out. It's like this motherfucker's dead. Like,
But that recording studio is still raking that fucking money in.
And they probably, like, are legally him anyway.
Yeah. They bought. I'm sure they fucking own his name
That's
and
what I'm
everything.
saying, yeah. So it's like,
it's crazy.
Fucked
I
up.
wonder who's getting the money.
I
Is
don't
the
know.
They
family-
are.
Is the family getting the money?
Mac
just-
Miller probably didn't get much of the money from that anyway.
Oh,
Those-
I got fucked on.
No,
that.
everyone makes money off, like, touring and concerts and shit.
Oh.
Everyone signs those deals where the record company, like, owns your fucking life.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then they try to sell T-shirts.
I don't know about Mac Miller specifically. I'm just saying, like, that's seems to be the norm.
So when these people like release albums and shit with like record labels and they have like 4 albums, they're not making really any money on that.
No, like they're
like on
making-
like
they're
on like
making-
record sales and
they're
shit.
They're making
some
more
money.
money than, like, what we make at working a job, but they're not, like, millionaires from that. I think they're millionaires from, like, concert venues and, like,
Yeah.
sponsorships and things like that.
That shit.
I see.
I think because
Do you think does like the record label set that up or does the okay?
I
Maybe
think the
the
record
agents-
labels get them when they're so young, where it's like you have to sign when
We
it's
own
like,
your music.
yeah, you sign when it's like a good idea for you to. And back in the day, it used to be like they would then distribute and market your music, but now that they can't really even do that because like anyone can just put it on and you know it's there. So now they can kind of market it, but there's something called like a 365 deal where it's like they just own like every aspect of you. And then I know they do shit where it's like, hey, like you excited to go in that private jet? And they're like, hell yeah. And then they don't realize that like they're paying for the private jet.
Oh, really?
Like the record label's like using their funds for shit like that they're telling them are like,
Because they basically own their bank account.
yeah.
That's
So they
crazy.
just finance shit out of there.
And that
then-
happens probably when they're so young and they're like,
Yeah, they
"Hey,
don't fucking
we're
know
gonna
any
we're
better.
gonna give you this much money," and they're like, "Holy fuck, I've never seen $100,000 before."
versus an every athlete who's about to get big knows to just go get a fucking finance guy who puts their shit in. Every athlete knows to do that. Music people, fucking, you know,
They're on their own. Unless
Yeah.
50 comes around.
I was gonna say like it's such a athlete. There's like that plan, you know. There's a step by step.
It's like
Versus
your coach is like, all right, now you need to go get your agent.
musician,
now
it's
you need
like
to
you
go get
can't
this.
believe shit's finally hitting. You know.
yeah,
Like, Ma, guess what?
You're right.
you've been trying this for fucking 20 years,
Mhm.
and you're like, "Holy fuck,
So they have you sign shit when it's like they have the power.
you don't get a lawyer."
and it's not like it's not like an athlete, I guess, where once a couple years turns around, now you're better and you can like argue over your contract and be like, I'm worth more than this. I guess those fucking 365 deals that they have people sign are like, there's no like,
Just lifetime.
Getting out of it.
yeah.
I believe
That's
that.
so
I mean,
crazy.
it's a weird thing.
And then it's like, okay, your only option is that or nothing. It's like,
Going sound
or
close.
it's like, do you want to be famous?
Well,
Yeah.
I think Bruce Willis just signed over like his face and like everything.
Jesus.
Like his like entire person is like, yeah, like you can recreate that or whatever. Like people are gonna do it anyway.
True.
So like if I can get money out of it before like some asshole in like their mom's basement fucking like computer
CGI.
hacks,
Fair.
yeah, and just can. Because I mean they do fucking like porn and shit now, where it's like,
Yeah.
you just put someone else's face on it, and it's like that should be illegal.
Like
Like
that.
that's wild.
That doesn't seem right.
It's pretty crazy.
I remember being in like an audio. It was like audio design, and like we took these political I think it was like a JFK speech or something, or like a Clinton speech, and he basically just taught us like, yeah, you can like this word sounds like this, so if you want to cut this out and start this over here, you can kind of chop like it and like it's together, or like this and like that, like can kind of morph together or some shit. And it's like you could just switch whatever the fuck they're saying, and you can just make whatever you want.
Oh, yeah.
You just chop it all up. Like
It's like those dudes that make Rogan talk to Rogan. You
Yeah.
know?
I love that.
Those are
shit.
crazy.
too, yeah.
I can watch that all day.
It's so crazy. Or when it's like Rogan said the craziest, and it's like clips from like 4 different podcasts
Yeah.
with like 2 different guests, and it's like,
Yeah, he's got 7 shirts on throughout
Yeah.
the clip. The
Quality.
set's changing behind him.
whoa, he said that? That's crazy.
No, I like those ones where it's like him looking. He's like, "What do you mean by that?" And he's like, and then it's like cuts to then like Rogan, who's on a pod with like 4 people, and he's like fucked up and crazy. He's like, "What the fuck do you mean by that?" And cuts back to Rogan like on with a scientist. And he's
Yeah.
like,
Just
"Well,
similar.
I'm curious because you said earlier." And he's like, "Fuck you!" Like
Fuck you.
that shit's pretty good.
Good, I have to go watch one of those now.
They're coming out steady for a minute. I haven't seen one in a while.
Which one?
The Rogan.
It's like there was one guy that was doing them like consistently.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good shit. Good
Rogan
shit.
just had Roger Waters on from Pink Floyd. You guys like Pink Floyd?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty dope.
I appreciate them. Not enough.
Yeah.
But I do.
He's talking about like Sid Barrett and a bunch of other shit. It was kind of cool.
I didn't watch that one. I watched the Sober October one where they talk about how they can't take drugs when they go to the Pink Floyd concert that night.
Ugh.
Yeah.
That sounds awful. I mean,
Yeah.
like that. Not awful, but
Ari
I mean,
and Joe were like, we're huffing paint. We got to figure something out. Kreischer was like, I wouldn't be upset if you took acid. I don't count it.
I don't count it. It's not an actual drug.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I would fucking suck dick.
To go to Pink Floyd and
Yeah.
be sober.
Not that they would suck. I'm saying,
Oh no, great band still.
like, it'd
but,
still be
like,
good music. But I'm saying
if I was-
it would
rough.
suck.
I'm
Yeah.
not a guy who wants
I
to
would
get
hate-
fucked up and go to a concert, but if it's Pink Floyd,
I would
like,
hate to be
I'm
there.
tripping in. Yeah.
Yeah.
that would be fucking something. That would be dope.
That would be dope. It would be hard to see them like not together though. It'd be weird.
What do you mean?
Like, not
Pink
with-
Floyd's not together anymore?
Yeah, well, like if you go out and see Roger Waters, it's like, okay, you're seeing him and like his shit, and like obviously he sings Pink Floyd songs, but it's like David Gilmour's not there, like the drummer's not there.
Are they dead?
No.
Oh, okay. The band's just not together.
Yeah, I don't know. I know David Gilmour's alive. I don't know if the drummer's alive or the keyboardist, whoever the fuck.
Blink-182's coming back together.
Bro, have you heard them recently? They don't sound good.
Oh, really?
They're not good. It does not sound good. And these people are gonna freak the fuck out. They were in like
Do I
they
know what their music is?
Yeah, you definitely know
Yeah.
Blink-182.
Okay. I've always hear them. I've heard of Tom DeLonge. I couldn't tell you a fucking song.
bam bam bam. It's shit like that.
You lost me on
Yeah.
that one.
Really? It's like that, like I don't know, it's like 90s shit.
Yeah.
But they were like exclusively playing in Vegas for a bit, where like they would just only play at this one hotel in Vegas,
Yeah.
and like
Got a nice contract, I'm sure.
yeah,
Britney
oh,
Spears
I'm
does
sure,
that shit
I'm
too.
sure it's crazy. But this was in like 2019. I remember my buddy, who's like a big Blink-182 fan, showed me. He's like, "You want to see something depressing?" He like shows me this, and it's like, "Oh, they do not sound good."
Ugh.
Yeah, I don't know. That's wild.
You know what? Hopefully.
Someone at work went and saw Korn, and I was like,
Never listen to the chorus.
I never really like. I mean, I know like a few songs, but I was like, how old are those guys? And they're like, oh, they're old. And
Still
it's like
headbanging, I'm
the
sure.
one dude. She was like, yeah, the one dude would go out and he'd sing a song, and then he would sit down, he'd take a break, he'd put on oxygen. You know, it was really cool.
Really?
And I'm like, that was cool to see a man like fucking struggling to fucking do his shit he's been doing his whole life. Seeing a man's livelihood probably fucking die in front of him.
Go scream into a mic
Yeah,
and then just go
to
put
then-
an oxygen mask on.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, no, it was sick. It was
Dude,
so
it was
cool.
dope.
It was so cool
The
seeing him.
vibes.
Following him on OnlyFans now.
No, it was great. Yeah, seeing his old wrinkly balls. Yeah, no, it's sick.
Oh, fuck.
It's wild.
Fuck it.
Fuck it.
Fuck
Another
it.
one in the books. Episode 38. Ladies and gentlemen, TikTok. You think? Probably 38.
30, let's go 38.5.
TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, Clip Channel. And if you're seeing this, you're already on the pod. Like always, we'll be back next week. You fuckers take care.
Yes.